I mean, if you're a Bears fan, you're thinking forward progress. Come on.
10, 219, 219.
Forward Progress, a Chicago Bears podcast with Dan Bernstein and Matt Abbatacola on 312 Sports.
See, I don't know if you've had enough forward progress in your life. It's possible you haven't, that you need more. And thank you for everybody who stuck with us last night for whatever that was. We tried. It was our intention to begin with great seriousness and earnestness and a deep reverence for something as important as the schedule release day. And we did and we were able to keep it up for a little bit, but thank you for being there long after that facade faded.
It was like 3 minutes, I think. Total
we got easily 3 minutes
of being serious. No, there was one commenter on YouTube said, my wife thinks I'm crazy because I keep laughing, and she's asking, why am I laughing at a schedule release show?
Because you're watching the Forward Progress and or listening to the Forward Progress schedule release show. That's right. Why. That's your answer. That's all you need to say.
Just plain stupidity.
Yes. Well, I mean, what are you supposed to do?
Exactly. I mean, that's the whole point. If you can't laugh and have fun and try to take this serious and break it down game by game, come on, dude. What are you doing?
All right. There's only a couple things that I find that are actually, no jokes, significant takeaways.
Okay.
And the most important thing to me, I mentioned it last night. I mentioned it again today when Cody was doing stuff for social media. The break that they get in the middle of the season, when they have the consecutive, there's 3 consecutive night games. It's a Thursday, a Monday, and a Sunday. And then there is a home game, and then the bye week. So you get an 11-day break, a home game, and a 2-week break. That's a ton of get well time. And nobody wants to talk about it during the last 72 hours. I feel like I'm standing alone here saying, injuries? Anybody? You're predicting all these games. You have no idea who's playing for your team. You have no clue who's playing for your team. Training camp injuries, preseason injuries, first game injuries. After the first game, there's going to be 5 quarterbacks who are out. It might be the Bears. You don't know if Tyson Bagent is starting any of these games. It makes it all ridiculous. And am I the only person that seems to understand that every year there's a slew of incredibly important players who are hurt and it's entirely unpredictable? Like, why do we pretend that the injuries don't define seasons? They do. And having that time to either recover from an injury that happens tomorrow or be able to manage an injury that even the guys who aren't technically hurt are fighting things all year. It's all a matter of, can you last the year? It is a game of attrition. And we always pretend that these are robots or it's a video game when the schedule comes out. Like, every player on your team is going to be there all year. No, they're not. It's a fact.
They're not.
They're just not.
Now, with that long break in the middle, is the NFL deliberate in the schedule making and the placement of the bye week based on a team's finish and their strength of schedule? Because the Bears play 9 games, have that long break you're talking about, and then play the final 8 games. Like that's a pretty decent breakdown to be able to do that. And I didn't know. I have to go, and I know I can do this. I just didn't do it as we started talking about it before we were recording. The number of miles the Bears travel this year, it seems, looking at the schedule, it seems lower to me. That they're not doing a ton of traveling. That so they're on the East Coast to open, then they stay home or like centrally located. Then they're on the East Coast for a couple more trips when they go to Jacksonville. Oh no, they're home for Jacksonville. They go to Miami and Buffalo. And then they're home, and like the road games are centrally located. They go west one time to Seattle. It just, and maybe I'm wrong, but it just seems like there's less travel. And I know I can go look back at miles traveled.
Yeah, somebody can do that for you
and see. Yes.
Yeah, you can find
it's out
that.
there to find. Yeah.
What I did see was that somebody did put together what is referred to as NFL's net rest differential.
Okay.
And this is the sum of net rest days against their opponents. The number of rest days you have versus the number of rest days your opponent that week has.
Okay, perfect.
Across all 17 games.
Okay.
Number one positive rest differential for this year in the NFL belongs to your Chicago Bears.
There you go.
Number one. They have a plus 15. Then it's Buffalo at plus 14, and then all the way down to Dallas, 11.5. The LA Chargers are a negative 24.
Wow.
Philadelphia, negative 15.
They're traveling. Aren't they traveling somewhere out of the country? I thought they had an international game.
But regardless of what the reason is, this stuff's real. The amount of days you have to get healthy or healthier or anything even resembling healthy, just to recovery time. The Bears have the best rest differential in football.
I would love to know if that's deliberate by the NFL or if that's a coincidence.
I'd love to know if it's correlative with playoff success. Like if somebody could take these numbers and then apply it retroactively and say, here's what it means. I don't know the meaning of this other than what it feels like it means to me.
Yeah.
But this is something where I would be certain that the high-end gamblers look at stuff like this.
They absolutely. I would think they look at anything they could that could give them an advantage or some knowledge for sure.
Yep.
I love the fact that, as Ben Johnson talks about quarters, I think a lot of the coaches do. I think Lovey would always talk about quarters too of the season. The way the quarter starts out, the way the season starts out, the first quarter on the road at Carolina, then you're home for the Vikings, the Eagles, and the Jets. I love the way that sets up for the Bears. To have 3 home games to start, a divisional opponent that you just don't know what they're going to be like with the quarterback situation. Obviously, a tough game with the Eagles, which the Bears beat the Eagles last year in Philadelphia and really manhandled the Eagles in Philadelphia. So that should be a little more competitive game. Guys that were there and remember that game. And then you get the Jets. I don't know. I like the way it's setting up to open up that first quarter for the Bears after the first 4 games to say, all right, this is where we sit. After 4, played, a 9-8 team in the Vikings last year, a playoff team in the Eagles. I like the way it's setting up for the Bears to get started. I would love to see them get start 3-1. God, 4-0 would be a dream to start the season. An absolute dream. One other note about the schedule, and I didn't catch on to this, but one of my buddies did. He texted me this morning. He said, if you didn't notice, the week that when the Bears play the Dolphins, it'll be their 13th game of the season, which was coincidentally the 13th game of the season in the 85-86 season.
Oh, wow.
Therefore, he extrapolates that into the Bears going 16-1 and winning the Super Bowl.
Fair enough.
I'm down for it.
Okay.
I think it's a great thought process to have.
All right. Cool. Like it.
Thanks for sending that over, Coach.
Here's another note, and that is that however you do this and say, win-loss, the Chicago Bears are favored in 12 of their 17 games on the earliest line.
Yeah. Which, again, is crazy, but yes, they're there.
Yeah. I mean, you have to look at whatever you can, and at least at this point, before we know who's hurt, they're underdogs in the road games where you think they'd be underdogs. So I like that. And I also want to note that Brad Biggs has his win-loss total in. He has the Bears at 9-8.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Now I'm down with all those the being the underdog in those 5 games, with the exception of that last one.
Well, they're only the underdog in the last game, I think, just because it's a road game, and we don't know if they had all their healthy players, if any of them would play, because it's the last regular season game.
Right. I can tell you now, Tyson Bagent will start the 17th game in Week 18.
And maybe he'll start more.
He'll be the starter in that game because it won't be a necessary game for the Bears to win. But
Because
they still will win, though.
They will have clinched a playoff spot by then.
Yes.
Okay, I'm hoping that it isn't like a monkey's paw kind of ending here, where you're right about that last game, but because they're out of it.
No. Please, Danielson. No.
Okay.
A couple other notes on other teams that released their schedule via social media. I watched a handful of things, and some were okay. I watched the Chargers one to see what the shot was they took at the Patriots, just to kind of see it visually after you described it last night. It was fine. It was kind of neat. They had one thing about the Broncos game that they previewed that made Broncos fans angry, which made me very happy that fans reacted in an angry way.
Okay.
So remember, the Chargers did the Halo setup as their schedule release, like the video game Halo. And when it came to the Broncos week, one of the machines or people in the costume, whatever it is, whatever Halo is, took out the Broncos player and shot him in the ankle. Took him out via the ankle injury. And it made Broncos fans irate. People were not happy that they would be so classless and go so low to make fun of their quarterback who had an ankle injury.
Your own coach was making fun of him.
Your own coach was calling him out medically.
Yes. I'd say address your internal stuff first and go back and say, hey, why was your coach roasting your quarterback? Yeah, I wish I'd known about all these ankle injuries he had.
Right. So the fans apparently not very happy with the Chargers, calling him very it wasn't classy and just in bad taste. And how dare they take shots at his ankle injury, knowing that it was a real ankle injury that he had. I thought it was great. And so the sniper shoots him in the ankle and he goes down. I thought it was funny. Another one that I saw that I enjoyed was the Jets. And I don't know if you've ever seen any of these videos on social media. It's like a tool that a painter will use to mix paint together. And there'll be like maybe 2 or 3 different splotches, colors of paints, and they mix them together to form a certain color.
Wait, a tool that they use, isn't it a stick?
No, it's not a stick. It's like, it looks like it's a metal device, and it's kind of flat and fat at the end. It has a handle. And so they would take a little bit of paint from like a yellow and then an orange and then a white, and they'd mix them together and make the new paint, right?
Okay.
And I've seen videos like this. And I think it's like a soothing, like relaxing type thing to watch. And so the Jets did it with all of their opponents. And so you see like the color splotches, and then the hand comes up with the device, pulls some of the paint off and mixes them together and pulls out the dominant color of their opponent, and then their logo will appear.
Oh, that's cute. Okay.
It was really cool. Yeah, it was really neat. I liked it. It was just, I thought it was interesting to watch more than some of the other ones that I've seen.
I can see how people would like watching those videos. There'd be something satisfying about watching it blend together and finishing up.
Very much is. I'm gonna find one and send it to you so you can see, because I think you would enjoy it too.
Do you know what I find to be
mindless and relaxing?
Yeah, you know what I find satisfying in that way? When you make scrambled eggs.
Mm-hmm.
And you pour the liquid scrambled eggs into the pan, like the moment like after a quick flip and the moment okay, these are done, because I hate overcooked scrambled eggs.
Yes, cannot be overcooked.
And the rule is if it looks done in the pan, it's going to be overdone on the plate.
Correct.
So like the quick flip and then like let it finish on the like that feeling of knowing right when those proteins are like congealing just a little bit. There's something really satisfying about that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look up those videos.
Yeah, I'll find you one too, and I'll send it to you. Yeah, and by the way, if you are making scrambled eggs, Dan is right. If they're done in the pan, they're going to be overcooked.
Yep.
So I would always, before they're done, and I'm always moving my scrambled eggs around. Take them off the heat and finish off the heat. That's how you finish them. They're not done cooking yet. Take it off the heat. They're going to still keep rising in temperature. Finish them off the heat. That's how you make good scrambled eggs.
And also, do not salt them until you serve them.
Yeah, I don't know why people salt before they even get them in the pan.
You'll turn them gray. It's bad for everything. Salt before serving and not a moment sooner.
Yeah, and mushrooms too. Don't salt mushrooms before they're cooked. You need that liquid to evaporate before you even, because then all you're doing is pushing all that salt out that you just put on them. So anyway, those are your cooking tips for the day. Did you see the Colts video release? Because I think you would like it, because it was a Simpsons cartoon, like opening.
Are you allowed to do that?
Well, they did.
Okay, I would think you might need special permission for
maybe they got it, but I mean
okay.
they must. I mean they did it, so they must have it if they needed it. So it's out there for you. You should check that one out, because I know you do like the Simpsons stuff. So that was all that I saw that really stood out to me. Oh, forgot to say what the Chargers did with the Patriots. You tried describing it, so it was like, again, it's that Halo game, and it looks like they're like driving something on. It looks like a racetrack kind of, and then the game stops right there. It looks like there's like a malfunction in the game, and then a message comes across the screen, and all it says is nothing to see here, kind of like a shot at the Rabo Rossini thing. Nothing to see here, just
laughable. Yeah,
right. So that was the shot that they took there. But people were more upset, the Broncos fans were, at least, about the shooting of the guy in the ankle than anything about Rabo and Rossini. So but that was all I saw as far as schedule releases that caught my eye, that were interesting on social media.
Okay. I there wasn't a whole lot of this that I found tremendously interesting, but I know we have to do it because our NFL overlords say that they demand it. Yeah, this is now a federal holiday of some kind. Okay, great.
All right, I saw an article from Ben Solak on ESPN about Luther Bird and Colston Loveland, about sophomore players taking a jump. And this, I loved what he wrote here. He says, it's clear that Bears head coach Ben Johnson had a vision for these pass catchers, again, Burden and Loveland, and how he'd build an offense around them. It wasn't immediate. Johnson's playbook is dense, and injuries through the summer made it tough for Loveland and Burden to stack days on the practice field. The two rookies spent the fall earning more reps as they got more familiar with the offense, and by winter, they were impactful contributors. Both players more than doubled their target share from the first 10 weeks of the Bears season to the last 10 weeks. So listen to this. Okay. And he has more great stuff here. Luther Burden in weeks 1 through 10, team target share was 7.4%. Weeks 11 through 20, 18.4%. So up from 7.4 to 18.4.
Well, a lot of that has to be that Rome Odunze was fighting through these foot problems.
That's part of it, yes. Colston Loveland, weeks 1 through 10, 11% of team target share. Weeks 11 through 20, 23.3%. He says some of Burden's emergence was because of the absence of Odunze, who missed 5 games down the stretch in Chicago. But even on a per route basis, Burden, 26.8% target rate, was used more heavily than Odunze at 20.9%. Burden was used more heavily than any Bears pass catcher, save for Loveland, who led the team with a 29.1 target percent rate. Burden and Loveland were so productive down the stretch that their rookie seasons stand among rarefied company. Burden averaged 2.92 yards per route run during the regular season. That's tied with A.J. Brown for the best mark for a rookie receiver, minimum 50 targets in the past 15 years.
Wow.
Just below Burden and Brown are Justin Jefferson, Odell Beckham Jr., Puka Nacua, and Jamar Chase. These players did it on remarkably higher volume than Burden, but even the low-usage rookies who spiked in yards per route run, Tank Dell, Christian Watson, Tyreek Hill, Doug Baldwin, this indicates a promising future for Burden. Burden has special physical traits, but he has room to grow on the technical side of the game. He misaligned on a 4th down in a wild card round against the Packers, went in motion late, missed a check at the line, and ran the wrong route on the eventual Caleb Williams interception. This is important because Burden will not be a part-time player this season. The Bears traded Moore to Buffalo this spring. Burden is the clear heir apparent to Moore's 1,104 snaps from 2025. But with an expanded role comes more formations, more alignments, and more audibles. If Burden has fully ingested the playbook, he might become wide receiver 1 on one of the league's healthiest passing offenses. I'm not sure if he'll truly become the primary target, however, as long as Loveland is still suiting up on Sundays.
There we go.
Yes, dude.
That's what's been missing from some of the other breakdowns of their passing game.
Not some, all of the passing breakdowns. And we've talked about this. They talk about the wide receiver rooms, and I kept saying to you, and you kept saying to me, what about Colston Loveland? He's the best receiver on this team. So Solak gets it here. Loveland was impossibly dominant across the final games of his rookie year. He's 137 receiving yards in a wild card game. We're just 5 yards shy of the postseason rookie receiving yards record. Johnson called an isolation for Loveland route on a must-get 2-point try late in the fourth quarter. Clearing the paint for a rookie tight end is unheard of. Loveland is an impossible cover, long and rangy. He eats up ground similar to a receiver in his route stem. Loveland is snappy enough to separate from linebackers, but the real issue is how his size and toughness make him nearly impossible to play through. Safeties keep trying to light him up at the catch point with big hits. They look like they're hit sticking a telephone pole.
Mm-hmm.
The real needle mover for Loveland is his blocking ability. He can dig out defensive ends and hold his water one-on-one in the running game. That makes him doubly dangerous in the play action pass game. As his pre-snap alignment doesn't tip Johnson's hand to opposing defensive coordinators, safeties and linebackers have to meet him aggressively when he's blocking downhill. But if they guess wrong and he's climbing vertically for a route, their goose is cooked.
Yep.
Loveland doesn't benefit as much as Burden does from Moore's departure. Moore had 85 targets during the 2025 season. Loveland ended just short of him with 81. Loveland finished the year with 4 consecutive games of 10-plus targets. Moore never had more than 8 in a game. Moore could have returned, and it still would have been fair to project Loveland as the most important pass catcher in Chicago. But at this time last year, Johnson was drawing up plays in his office to answer the question, how do we get the ball to Moore? What section of the playbook has my Moore go-tos? Those questions are gone, and in their place, the Loveland go-tos will fill more chapters. At this time last season, the Bears were hoping to get him healthy soon, but now they're building the offense around his role.
I was just going to say, that's the guy that can't lose. That's the guy that can't get hurt, than your quarterback.
Absolutely.
Other than you can always replace a running back. You can even replace the guy that they can't lose because of everything that he means to what they do is that guy.
Agreed. It's Caleb Williams. Keep that offensive line healthy. Figure out who your left tackle is, and Colston Loveland can't be off the field.
Right.
Yeah. I have one little last note. I don't know if you saw this because we missed this last night, and I don't know how we missed it. I feel like we owe an apology to our audience, the people that commit time.
Oh,
each
don't
day.
Send me into the weekend making me kick myself for being stupid.
I mean, I want to be honest, and we said we'd be transparent about what we do.
All right, fair enough.
So watching the Cubs game last night, and Marquee on the scroll on the bottom was recapping the Bears schedule. There's 2 games we missed this year.
I mean, we missed.
There is a game where the Cubs play at the Lions, and then the Saints play at the Cubs, according to the Marquee scroll. I don't know what sport they're playing. Okay. I don't know what game it is they're doing, but I feel bad that we completely missed that last night. We did a special show on the schedule release, Dan. And
did it really? It said Cubs? It said Cubs, Lions?
It said Cubs at Lions, Saints
no.
at Cubs.
Oh, no. Well, my guess is that maybe their Chiron automatically populates with Cubs, or it's like your phone when enough times that you type things in, that's just the autocorrect on the Chiron.
Sure.
Just like it just says you have to go back and change it. And you've got right, exactly.
They were in order. They're next to each other.
It was just like with her software that made New England pop up when she was looking for NFL, and it just bloop. It had to be a technical error.
A Cub is a small bear, so I get, unless they were trying to make a point about those games that the Bears aren't showing up, but the Cubs are. They're not going to have their best foot forward when they play the Lions and the Saints.
Somebody's got to look at that, or maybe there's just nothing that would flag that because your system always accepts Cubs. I don't know.
Yeah, I think human eyes would have to have flagged it, and someone just missed it, and it's unfortunate, but it was funny though. We're on the couch watching the game, and I'm like, but wait, I'm like, give me the remote. I rewound it real quick, and I'm like, I did see that right. It did say Lions at Cubs and Cubs at Saints, or other way around. But yeah, it was good. So sorry we missed that.
Is Boog coming back for the crosstown?
No offense, anyone, but I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Alex, and Alex is he does a good job, but it's just like I'm in a comfortable space with my guys now, and I want to stay in that comfort level. He does a nice job filling in, and that's hard to do, to fill into something that's as easy and as good as JD and Boog do. So it's a hard place to step into it, but yeah, I'm hoping he comes back.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's okay. Things are all right. This was a planned time away, and maybe he's got ESPN stuff and other things that he's working on. So I hope that's okay as well.
Yeah, but, and let me I'm going to make it very clear. I think Alex does a really nice job. Yeah, it's a hard thing to do. He's very professional, very good, sounds very good, calls a good game, and he's not an idiot that hates numbers and stats like your guy Schmaltz, but it's just it's not my sound, and I'm not comfortable with it. So
no, and that's the thing we're gonna to get used to as Bears fans this year, the number of different networks, which is good, I think, because football's different that way. You don't have a local TV broadcast team, and you end up getting a lot of perspectives from people who maybe haven't seen them or are seeing them for the first time. I like that. I think it's good what?
But we did that a lot last year. We said there was a variety of broadcast booths, but I mean, don't you think they deserve better than like the D booth?
Right, but we don't know exactly which booth they're getting.
I know, but like CBS I think CBS kind of rankled the fan base a little bit with some of the broadcast booth they had.
Yeah, when you're getting Adam Archuleta or whoever it is with the fourth team, it doesn't bother me as much. I think that because of the Bears national draw now, certainly, and all the time, that there will be less of that. I think they're going to be featured a whole lot more. And you know what? They're going to be featured on Red Zone because they're always going to be there.
Well, as long as they keep winning, Dan, that's maybe all they do.
Their opponents are also going to be in the Red Zone a lot. So
yeah, because they're going to win 52-48.
I was going to say it's going to be a lot of scoring. They're going to be a frequent guest on. Oh, let's go back to what's happening in the Bears game. Somebody's scoring again. Okay, that's fine because they're going to get their explosive plays and they're going to score a lot of points and everything's going to be okay.
As long as they only have explosive plays and not exploding taint syndrome.
You don't want that. You do not want fatal taint swelling, and you don't want to make fun of it either.
So, am I saying is it not exploding taint syndrome? It's
both.
Okay,
it can be both. It can be both. But like the first time I heard it on the Jardians commercial, the first time I heard it, it was fatal taint swelling because
taint swelling. Okay,
because they said check for swelling in the area in between the anus and genitals, which could be fatal. And I thought, it could? Holy shit. Like I'm still kind of freaked out by it.
Yeah.
So, and I no thank you on that. I just want on the record, I don't want that.
So fatal taint swelling.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Bad. Not
good.
So
you could say exploding taint syndrome, but it's more TV friendly to say check for the swelling in between the area there.
Well, they have to say it clinically because but that means somebody did die of it.
Because of Jardians.
Somebody took Jardians.
That was a side effect.
Yes. Right, this is itchy. And then they're dead. This feels a little weird.
Well, I don't think you'd slump down, wouldn't you? You wouldn't slump down though, would you? Wouldn't you kind of shoot up first? Yeah, because you're exploding.
We're not allowed to make fun. I'm telling you, the doctors are going to be, we can't. We have to stop. Doctors said, it's very serious. So it can become Fournier's gangrene, and that can be extremely. Don't make fun of things like this.
Don't Google that.
Yeah, don't Google.
I'm telling you in the camera right now, don't Google
it. Do not Google Fournier's gangrene. It will ruin your weekend.
Do not do that, and do not fall over the railing at the Sox game tonight.
Or if you do with a lot of people, get a lot of people to fall over at the same time. The whole section's got to go in.
Don't do that.
No.
All right. If the 108's listening, don't listen to Dan, please.
They don't. They're not worried about me.
Okay.
They're not worried. They like if they're the thing about the 108ers, if they're gonna fall, they're not gonna bother anybody else. They're just gonna fall where they are.
On top of each other.
On top of each other. They're used to that. That happens with somebody falling because that happens. But they've got a protocol. Like they know what to do. They know whose car to take them to. They know which bar to roll them into the entrance on the way home. There. And take care of Steve. Where do we drop him? They know they go right by and they put him there. So I'm not worried about the 108.
Good point. They're settled. They're covered. They're good to go.
Right. It's happened. You're talking about vets at that point. Those when it comes to falling at White Sox games or passing out and all that. I'm not worried about that.
They've got it done.
It's the amateurs that show up there that don't quite know how to do it. So yeah, if you're going to do it as a group. Have everybody fall in at the same time.
All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed the schedule release. There was a huge build up to it, and
I know.
If you joined
I'm still
us
recovering.
Night,
I'm still emotionally and mentally recovering from all of what that was because it takes a toll on me. I might have to take some days off and recover and rest.
Well, luckily you have the next 2 days off, so
I do. And today, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to play bad golf.
Yep, you're going to go golfing in your nice
really
polo
bad.
shirt and your.
It's not a nice polo shirt. It's a $12 Old Navy shirt.
Still nice. It's nice for you.
I have big boy pants on too, like actual pants.
So you always golf in pants?
No, I usually will golf. If shorts are allowed, like at my dad's club, there's only you have to wear certain things. So when I'm golfing there, it's different. But a public course, I don't want to be that guy in like jorts and a tank top. You don't want to be. You look nice. You should look nice to golf.
Right, but you should never be in jorts and a tank top. You should wear a polo shirt and a pair of golf shorts.
Yeah, which I do.
Okay, I didn't say we should wear jorts and a tank top.
I'm just like that. I'm always wary of the guy
in the trailer park course. Yeah. Where are you guys going this weekend?
No, but there's always that guy there is like, ripping cigs the whole time.
You gotta your trailer's blocking 3. You gotta move your trailer so we can get to 3.
Yes.
Bill? Yeah.
Yeah. There's the guys like crushing Bud Light or Bush Light Apple and ripping cigs. Have you heard about Bapple, like the whole college thing going on with Bapple? Bud Light Apple?
No, I've never heard of Bud Light Apple. Bush has Apple.
No, excuse me, not Bush Light Apple.
Yeah, I've seen the Apple Bush.
Yeah, you can't get it. It's like the McRib. It's like
I think they have peach also. If I'm making
huge thing in college. Bapple is in college, and
because
there's now
30 cans for like $4.
Yeah, and now there's Keystone Apple. I didn't think Keystone existed. I had no clue. Keystone Light Apple. They're calling Capple.
I knew I'd seen this. Bush Light Peach.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I'm looking at it right now.
That ain't for me. But yeah, always smooth Keystone Light Apple.
Okay.
Capple.
All right. Well, on that, enjoy your golf.
I can't enjoy my golf. I'm not good enough. Well, that's not true. Maybe
you're spending time with your son and you're outside in a beautiful day today.
That's true. And I'll see some birds and you're correct. You're right. Thank you. I will enjoy it.
Both you stay off your phones. You'll be fine.
I'm turning it off right now.
Okay.
Done.
Say bye.
Bye.
Forward progress has stopped. 10, 219, 219.
Forward Progress. A Chicago Bears podcast with Dan Bernstein and Matt Abbatacola on 312 Sports.